The Republicans better have something pretty special up their sleeve if they're going to try and beat what they did last time.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
Trump's election is going to be the biggest fuck you ever recorded in human history. And it will feel good.
This is Clinton campaign, the watch party at the Clinton campaign. Clearly a great deal of concern there at this point in the evening. Charlie Rose is with our political panel. Charlie.
Thank you.
This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for. And I'm sorry that we did not win this election for the values we share and the vision we hold for our country. But I feel pride and gratitude for this wonderful campaign that we built together. This vast, diverse, creative, unruly, energized campaign. You represent the best of America, and being your candidate has been one of the greatest honors of my life.
That moment when you realize that you're never, ever going to be president. We did it, guys. We actually fucking did it. And now we bask in endless salt.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our country. It's real.
I wonder what it's like to watch a narrative you spent a year and a half crafting completely fall apart in a single evening. It wasn't just Hillary Clinton who lost this election. The media lost this election. The entire political establishment lost this election. Everything they have spent the last 18 months doing has been totally exposed for the bullshit that it is. Even as recent as the day before election night, Huffington Post was forecasting that Clinton would win with 323 electoral votes, and instead, the exact opposite happened.
The Clinton campaign believed until 9 o'clock that they had a lock on this, that they were going to win. The fault of that actually lies with the media. And there's some self-reflection. Jim Rutenberg today writes a fascinating article where the New York Times editor and others basically come to terms with the fact that they stopped being journalists over the past month and began being cheerleaders and began being people who had a conclusion that they reached and then searched for facts to show that Hillary Clinton was a 92, 93, 99.999% chance winner of winning this campaign.
We still don't know what's going to happen, and obviously the key states that we really need, that Hillary Clinton really needs to maintain, let's just put this on the board, we need to make, Hillary Clinton needs to keep...
The key states that we really need, that Hillary Clinton really needs, we need to make Hillary Clinton...
When everything is finally counted and said and done, Trump will easily pass 300 electoral votes. And I honestly wasn't expecting it. I really didn't think he was going to win, but it didn't stop me from voting. And even though my vote as an Illinois resident didn't really affect the outcome, I'm so glad that Trump supporters everywhere shared my sentiment, because now we get to enjoy 4 years of this.
Across America, there is backlash aimed at President-elect Donald Trump.
He is not my president!
Of course I'm scared of what a Trump presidency means. Thousands of protesters took to the streets, called to action by social media. One main target, Trump skyscrapers in New York City, including Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. Here's Stephen Fabian.
The president-elect was home in his penthouse apartment way up on the 66th floor, but it's not known if he and his family could hear any of the ugly things being said about him on the street below.
There's already speculation going around that these protests could be even more paid agitators, and the signs do look fancy and professionally made. But you can see handmade signs and other images, and there's obviously no shortage of grassroots outrage against Trump. What I find really concerning, though, are scenes like this.
I believe vote Trump, damn it. You voted Trump! You voted Trump! Oh, yeah! Yeah, he voted Trump! She missed every time. Oh, I gotta do that to her. Damn. Beat his ass! Don't vote Trump. Don't vote Trump! Don't vote Trump! Yeah, this shit did it. Still his foot.
Snopes ran an article on this clip. Claim a white man was beaten by a group of black people for voting Trump. Their truth rating was mixture. What's true? Chicago police are investigating a battery incident involving a 50-year-old white male victim who was attacked by 5 black males and females. What's false? Police say the incident stemmed from a traffic altercation, not politics. Now, we don't know if the victim said he voted Trump. We can't really tell from the video if he had stickers on his car or something. But that doesn't especially matter now, does it? You can clearly hear these kids shouting, "You voted Trump," in the video clip. Or at least they think he voted Trump. And if they didn't actually know that he voted Trump but assumed that he did, doesn't that make it even worse? Because if that were the case, they would be assuming that he voted Trump on the basis that he's white or something. So, while real anti-Trump violence is happening, people opposed to Trump are pretending to be victims. Muslim student who reported Trump-inspired attack admits she made it up, police say. The 18-year-old University of Louisiana at Lafayette student, who police haven't named, reported that 2 white men jumped out of a gray sedan and accosted her while she was walking near campus, striking her several times in the back with a metal object and knocking her down. And in light of these incidents, what is the leftist media doing? They're doubling down on the rhetoric that cost them the election. Whether the protests are real or not, the usual suspects like Huffington Post, Vox.com, Slate Magazine, and so many more are joining in on the chants of racist, sexist KKK, Donald Trump go away. Shitting on America, shitting on patriotism, and shitting on white people cost them this election, and they have learned nothing. But for now, I'm just glad he won. More on all of this later.